Today on Refined, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a beer. Comic-Con's official brew is on tap. We're not sure it will give you superpowers, but it will definitely give you a buzz. Plus, it's a truly American art form. Refined gets back to our Northwest roots with a celebration of bluegrass. Then, woo! How about a little boot camp before the beach? Refined's Hawaiian adventure breaks a sweat. Plus,
I want to show you. This is a true barn find. There's a dead rat.
surprises abound as we celebrate classic cars still going strong thanks to one man's Mercedes obsession. Seattle Refined starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, what March Madness is for basketball fans, Comic-Con is for nerds. And starting today, it's Geek Madness over at the Washington State Convention Center in downtown Seattle. Big names in the comic world will be at the Emerald City Comic-Con all weekend. From famed comic book writer Stan Lee to Avengers star Jeremy Renner to Harry Potter villain Tom Felton, aka Draco Malfoy. But let's be honest, it's really about the people watching. Fans go all out, dressing up as their favorite sci-fi or comic book characters. And if you're going to Comic-Con, make sure to look out for a new superhero called the Dark Heron. We're told she has one mission: to make sure you have a good time. Fremont Brewing Company recently held a launch party for a brand new beer with serious nerd credentials.
This is the official beer of Comic-Con. So this is the official release of Dark Heron IPA.
Dark Heron is the brainchild of Fremont Brewing founder Matt Lincecum.
Dark Heron is my creation, the recipe and the character. So she was a lot of fun to create. Being a nerd growing up, there's a lot of me expressed in there. The IPA and her character is meant to be a nod and to honor all those people who are incredibly creative and expressive but may not get all the appreciation that they should as they're going through their lives. And Dark Heron is a beer that comes and she rescues you from that world of bland beer taste and allows you to be more expressive and more yourself.
Just as good as it was last year. Delicious.
It's a bit hoppy, but I like it. It's a good golden kind of hoppy lager.
Matt teamed up with local comic book artist Jen Vaughn to create the character for the beer label.
And working with Jen this year was fantastic. We have been working together now for probably 4 months on this character and drawing the character and the concept, and probably went through 12 different sketches over the last couple months. And what she came up with was, I think, just a phenomenal expression of the Dark Heron character.
Jen invited us into her studio to show us some of her initial sketches.
So when Fremont Brewery first contacted me, what I did was I gave them a bunch of looser action poses of the Dark Heron. So that way they could pick one, or pick a few that I could move forward with. I went from there to these slightly bigger versions of things. She's there to make sure that you have a good time drinking, but you get home safely. And she'll kick the butts. Sorry, no. She'll kick butt of anyone that tries to prevent you from having a good time.
And while you can find Dark Heron in bars, restaurants, and grocery stores around town, it's really designed to be enjoyed at Comic-Con itself.
During the event at the Seattle Convention Center, this beer is going to be on draft all throughout. So there will be an official beer garden area. You can go down and enjoy a Dark Heron.
If you see me at my table, I'll probably have an empty bottle since it's not kosher to bring in like a beer bottle to the convention, but there'll be an empty one on my table. So if you want to bring your empties, I'll sign them.
And for Comic-Con, the best thing I would say is, if you haven't been, go. It really is an incredibly diverse group of people who come out, and you'll be surprised. You'll probably see your neighbors, your friends, your old professors, maybe your boss. Cheers to 2017 Comic-Con. Hope to see you guys out there.
The Emerald City Comic-Con runs through Sunday. For more details, head to SeattleRefined.com. It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's the Winthrop Balloon Festival, all happening this weekend. It's truly one of the coolest events in eastern Washington. Dozens of hot air balloons will fly over Winthrop and the snow-capped mountains of the North Cascades. The Balloon Festival is in its 20th year and a photographer's dream. If you head there, send us your photos on Facebook or Twitter. We may just share them on our show. From balloons to banjos, when it comes to music, I'm more of a kind of Hall & Oates / Pearl Jam type of guy. But I recently found out I'm also a fan of bluegrass music.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good Rocky Top, Tennessee.
The Osborne Brothers had their hit. Rocky Top is one of the top bluegrass songs of all time. People still love it. This YouTube video has more than 6 million views. And when Refined recently went to the Wintergrass Festival in Bellevue, we realized just how big of a deal this type of music really is. The moment you step in the door at the Bellevue Hyatt Regency, you know that Wintergrass is not your usual festival.
There's 4 days of music, there's 5 stages, but there's music everywhere, as you can see, in the hallways, I'm not supposed to say this, in the elevators, and in the lobbies everywhere. Most people who come to Wintergrass also play music, and one of the reasons they come is so that they can play with their friends. One of the things about bluegrass that's really cool and makes me stick with it is that it's participatory. It's not looking at your screen. It's not having somebody entertain you. It is you are making it. You're making it happen, and you're making friendships happen, you're making music happen, you're making happiness happen. You're part of it. And that's a rare commodity in our culture.
If you're not a bluegrass aficionado, chances are you've never heard of any of the big bands playing the festival.
People call me up every year and say, like, well, who are the famous people? Who are the headline people? And then I'll tell them, it's like, well, I've never heard of them. Exactly. Most people are never going to heard of the people on the headline list. But if you were in the know, you would know Hot Rize. You would know Tim O'Brien. You would, if you're really hardcore, you would know Danny Paisley.
But the real action is upstairs in what they call the Jam Corridor. This is where people, often complete strangers, can drop in for an impromptu jam.
So they just have a place that you can go and pick if you're looking for a jam and maybe don't know too many people. This is the place to come. The music and the people is what hooked me, for sure. It's a great community of people. You know, you keep coming to these things and you keep seeing the same people, and eventually you'll meet up with them and you'll have friends for life. And we don't usually talk politics, it's just bluegrass.
Wintergrass has something for everyone, whether you played the banjo for 40 years or you're just 4 years old.
We have a pretty vigorous education program for kids. It's my favorite because it's kids, and we're turning on these kids to playing music for a lifetime. It's not something that your parents made you do until you're 18 and it's like, phew, I'm not over that, you know? But it's like, oh, I can do that. I can do that till I'm 97, and it's great.
Whenever you catch the bluegrass bug, it seems to grab a hold for a lifetime.
I started 30 years ago, and then life got in the way, and then I got back into it, and I like it even more this time around because I'm older, and I just decided I don't care. I'm just gonna play what makes me feel good, and I'm doing way better than I ever did back when I was trying to keep up with all the hot doggers, you know, so I love it, it's fun. I'm what they call, can I say this on TV? I'm a jam whore. And I will drive hundreds of miles to go play for 2 hours. I mean, that's what we do. We'll just, once it's in your blood, it's in your blood.
One of the most talked about music festivals in Seattle is almost here. In less than 3 months, Upstream will take over Pioneer Square. The 3-day celebration of music and culture happens May 11th, 12th, and 13th. More than 200 artists from across the musical spectrum will perform. To check out the amazing lineup, head to SeattleRefined.com. Seattle Refined is just getting started. The big day is almost here. Refined has the 411 on a once-in-a-lifetime experience headed to the Emerald City. But first, sand, sun, and sweat as Refined reveals another secret word that could win you a trip to paradise. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, time is running out for your chance to win a dream vacation to Disney's Aulani Resort. All week long, we've been showing you the highlights from my recent trip. It's great food and fun for the whole family. But I have to be honest, I didn't relax the entire time. At one point, the resort trainer whipped me into shape. It's a beast on the beach, burning calories at boot camp.
Why is it important for people to kind of still do a little boot camp when they're on vacation?
What is important?
Yeah.
Why not? Don't you want to eat a lot when you're on vacation?
Right.
Right, that's why you gotta come to exercise.
So put down your Mai Tai and say hello to medicine balls, kettlebells, beach ladders, and jumping courses. And the sand. Oh, the sand.
Sun makes you feel like 500 pounds. Makes you feel really, really heavy. But that's a part of workout.
The Aulani is full-on fitness, offering Tai Chi, sand yoga, and paddleboard yoga. But today, it's all about a beatdown on the beach.
I want you to put me through the boot camp.
Yes.
But I want to wear your flower in my hair. No?
This is very important for me.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
First thing, meet Mr. Medicine Ball.
Okay, now I'm pissed.
All
right, I gotta get my breath.
There was no slowing down, graduating to a 25-pound kettlebell, up and down, non-stop. From there, I hit the sand ladder, letting nothing get in my way, not even my children. We finish off boot camp with a race around the jumping sand course. The sand, you quickly learn, is your enemy. This was no vacation, but I'll be back tomorrow.
I'm so out of shape. Thank you very much. It's really tough when you eat an almond croissant and an iced Americano before you do the little boot camp. Okay, I'll see you on the beach. Seattle Refined is giving you a chance to win a fabulous family vacation right here to Aulani, a Disney resort and spa.
Today's code word is mahalo. We'll have one more word tomorrow, and then you'll want to enter for a chance to win at seattlerefined.com/Aulani.
Good luck, everybody.
Next on Refined.
Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz?
A local collector unlocks his collection of classic cars only for Refined. We'll put you behind the wheel next. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back.
Welcome back to Refined. Well, we find any reason to celebrate on this show, and that's why Refined is taking time to recognize, we're not kidding, National Old Stuff Day. That's an actual thing, and Refined's John Prentice found one of the coolest, oldest collections we've ever seen.
Mercedes-Benz is the oldest car manufacturer in the world. Started in 1886 by Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz, and they merged in 1924 and became Mercedes-Benz.
Meet Seattle's Mercedes Maestro. Siegfried Linke has been maintaining and restoring rare Mercedes for over 60 years.
So this is under restoration. Total. In 1954-55 in Germany, in order to get a job, you had to apply as an apprentice, and I thought Mercedes has the broadest apprenticeship program, and this is where I wanted to start.
After becoming a factory-trained mechanic, Siegfried made his way to New York on a steamship, rode his bicycle to Seattle, and eventually opened his own shop, working on classics like this 300 SL since they were new.
There's a service sticker. I serviced the car in 1976.
This 55 is fresh out of long-term storage.
I want to show you. This is a true barn find. There's a dead rat.
Siegfried says the iconic 300 SL Gull Wing got its start when post-war Mercedes wanted to go racing, but didn't have any money, so they built it from what they had. An engine borrowed from a sedan was bolted to a lightweight tube frame. Mix in some German engineering, great design, and you end up with one of the most legendary cars ever made.
It was built as a racing car for 1952 season. They took 3 cars to the Panamericana in Mexico and finished first, second, and third.
Siegfried says Mercedes has always been on the cutting edge of technology since they invented the car over 130 years ago. Case in point, this 1937 540K.
So this right here, this is one of the original masters of the Autobahn, right?
Yes.
How much horsepower does this thing put out?
130 without supercharger, 180 with supercharger.
Even though he's dedicated his life to the preservation of classic Mercedes-Benz, the semi-retired mechanic and Pebble Beach Concours judge says these cars were not built to be trailer queens.
And unfortunately, a lot of cars, good cars, been torn apart just to go trophy hunting. And that is no fun for me. I like to enjoy the car, drive it, and share it with other people.
John Prentice, Seattle, Refined.
If you're a car guy like Refine's John Prentice, then head to SeattleRefined.com and search Diary of a Car Geek. John has tons of write-ups that you'll enjoy.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, the countdown is on to a one-of-a-kind exhibit in Seattle. In 1 month, the Pacific Science Center will host the Terracotta Warriors. It is a big deal for the entire city, and especially a lucky group of 6th graders.
There's actually nothing quite like them anyplace else in the world. Really, to get the sense of it, you sort of have to go to Xi'an, China. And since most people aren't going to go to Xi'an, China, the opportunity to see some of these artifacts in real life is, for a lot of people, it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The emperor wanted to live forever, but just in case he wasn't going to, he created this incredible underground recreation of his empire. And so he needed not only his army, but he also needed his civil officials, and he needed stable attendants for the horses, and he needed acrobats to entertain him, and musicians. And so we have some of all of these in the exhibit. So when you come into this exhibit, you step into this mystery, and you'll see these cutouts of trees, and you'll see a movie that sort of plays on these trees, that sort of takes you to China and puts you in Xi'an and shows you where you're at. And you'll learn about these farmers, finding these, and the local museum that's helping them, and realizing that these artifacts are over 2,000 years old. And so the question then becomes, okay, who put them here, and why? So the whole exhibit is set up to be this one big inquiry. Who, what, why, how? And I love the idea that our exhibit ends on a question, because it starts with a question. Where did these terracotta warriors come from, and what else don't we know about it?
We could sense the excitement from the Science Center's Diana Johns, and that excitement boiled over tenfold when I announced a very special field trip to the 6th grade class at Surprise Lake Middle School.
You guys are all invited to the Pacific Science Center to see real, in-life, in-person terracotta warriors. And there they are right here. No school in the state of Washington has seen a terracotta warrior. You guys will be the first school, first time ever it's ever happened. Ever!
I was just really surprised that you had chose our school instead of any other school ever. And I'm really interested in these warriors because I've heard about them before, and I've just never really learned about them though.
I'm pretty excited to go see the terracotta warriors.
I really like learning about history, and I've been going to the Pacific Science Center since I was a little girl.
This was a surprise for them, but what I see when our kids get excited about opportunities like this, it's excitement about learning and seeing things that they talk about in classrooms.
It'll be the only time those artifacts will have visited the U.S., and the only places you can see them will be Seattle and Philadelphia. It really is a unique exhibit for some pretty interesting parts of our world history.
Tickets for Terracotta Warriors, Guards for Eternity are on sale right now. The exhibition opens April 8th, so get your tickets now. Check out SeattleRefined.com for more information on this amazing show.
All right, that'll do it for another edition of Seattle Refined. We'll see you right back here.